military service gives me, quote, a sense of entitlement. So I brought in an expert.
Did I say at ease, Cotton?
I met Sergeant Norton at basic training.
It's still Drill Sergeant Norton, Cotton. At ease.
Drill Sergeant Norton taught me how to be a soldier. Accountability, humility, and putting the unit before yourself. That training stuck.
It better have. Now what, Cotton?
Permission to speak?
Speak, Cotton.
I'm Tom Cotton. I approve this message.
You're on thin ice, Cotton.
All right, folks, that was Congressman Tom Cotton, ladies and gentlemen, and that was a commercial, and I'm glad he did that, because we have talked about on this show a lot the remarks made by Senator Pryor, Democratic senator from Arkansas, and Congressman Tom Cotton is trying to take his senatorial seat. He's a Republican, and Pryor said that because of his military service, the congressman feels a sense of entitlement to the U.S. Senate. And that is offensive. And he had a chance to take those remarks back, as we reported, and he doubled down instead of taking those remarks back, according to the reports I've seen. So it's very important that Tom Cotton, what I wish he would do is also play the outrageous remarks by Pryor within a commercial like that. I think it'll be very effective. But Pryor was way out of line in the remarks he made about the congressman. And the congressman having his former drill sergeant there, I think it's just a brilliant concept. And how could you not like that guy? You know, how could you not like what you see there, what you heard there, and the good-naturedness of it all? And, you know, military service should be a badge of honor. It shouldn't be, and we had the guy running on the Democratic side, I think the Attorney General of Maryland, he's running for governor, and he trashed a primary challenger, another Democrat, who was in the military, saying that he's never had a real job like me. I mean, you got to be kidding me. So I think it's going to backfire on both of those candidates, certainly in Arkansas. I'm not so sure about Maryland anymore. Hey, did you see this? And this is, we played you one of these before. I'm telling you, Jimmy Fallon must have somebody hired for the sole purpose of putting these kinds of things together, because I can't imagine the editing process that goes into putting this together. And they always seem to come up with Brian Williams and Lester Holt. Most of it is Brian Williams. Watch this.
With so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop the old double G. But I, somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few ends as I breeze through 2 in the morning, and the party's still jumping because the mama ain't home. They got bitches in the living room getting it on, and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you want to do, I got a pocket full of rubbers, and my homeboys do too. So turn off the lights and close the doors. But what? We don't love them opposed. Yeah. So we go smoke and outs to this. G's up, pose down while you bounce to this. Rolling down the street, smoking and sipping on gin and juice. Laid back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
All right, I can't imagine how much editing and how much time went into that piece there. I didn't know it was an actual real song, but apparently it is. Shows what I know. Maybe Tom DeLay knows the words to that as well, although if I had a bet, if I were a betting man, I would bet Tom DeLay does not know the words to that song, if that's what it was. Hello, Tom DeLay, sir.
Hello, I don't know the meaning of half the words in that song.
I heard it and I don't know the words. So there you go. Hey, welcome back. Great to talk to you. Everything good with you?
Everything's great with me. How about you?
Good, good. Can't complain at all. All right, so let's get to it. Let's talk a little bit about first of all the affirmative action decision yesterday by the Supreme Court. It's always heartwarming, isn't it, when the right decision is handed down, and by such a large majority.
Well, it is. I got to tell you, it's pretty amazing that it came up 6-2. I was shocked at that. I mean, Breyer thinks that affirmative action, and that's not what the ruling was actually about. But at the same time, Breyer seems to think that people can pass initiatives in their state and have them upheld by the Supreme Court, and affirmative action is not something that we want to see go forward in this country. I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, it was kind of shocking, to be honest with you, in some respects. And just Sonia Sotomayor and Ruth Bader Ginsburg dissenting Elena Kagan, I'm sure would have if I had to guess, but she recused herself on that. Let's talk about something else, and this. This speaks to the elections in November, and it was a Keystone Pipeline decision by the president on Friday. On so many levels, it's such a wrong decision. First, it's just being done to placate the extreme left wing of his party, hoping that that'll motivate them, I guess, to come out in November. But it also takes off the table. It could have sent a message to Russia and to the people who depend on Russia that might have been looking elsewhere for their energy and gas. And also, of course, from an economic point of view in this country, it was wrong as well.
Well, this just shows me that the tyranny of Obama continues. Can you imagine making a political decision that affects people's lives, affects people's businesses, affects relationships between Canada and the United States because of politics and what's going? He could have made this decision years ago and not even have to have made the political decision. But the tyranny of government, the definition of tyranny is the arbitrary or unrestrained exercise of power, and that's what this is. It's tyranny. This president, every day I'm just shocked at his complete disregard or love for this country and the people that live in it.
Well, let me ask you if this fits into, we've talked a lot about the lawlessness and the running roughshod over the Constitution, and now we have the Department of Justice, Eric Holder, just announcing today, following up on what he had to say the other day about the number of people eligible for clemency who were put in jail, because the Obama administration thinks that the drug laws have been unfair, that there's a disparity between crack cocaine and powdered cocaine, et cetera. So they're taking it upon themselves to pass guidelines and institute guidelines. That you say it's not passing anything. That's the problem. Where now a whole lot more people are going to be eligible for clemency. And again, isn't the right thing to do, and as a former majority leader there, is it the right thing to do to go to Congress and change the laws?
Absolutely, that is the right thing to do. And also the right thing for Congress to do is cut him off, cut off the funds, use the power of the purse coming from the House of Representatives. Stop him from doing this. I start holding hearings about his lawlessness. Bring it to the American people through this next election. This is getting so far out of hand that we see people, Americans, picking up arms in Nevada because of government tyranny. This is getting out of hand. When people are taking up arms, that means that the federal government and people like Obama and Holder have gone too far. And people need to be demanding of their congressman, of their senator, even their state legislators to start coming out and taking on this federal government, and most importantly, Obama and Holder.
Yeah, well, John Boehner, who many people feel this is going to be his last year as Speaker, and there's a big story today on Breitbart, I believe, linked on Drudge about Eric Cantor, thinking that he's the heir apparent, or many believe he's the heir apparent, but he's now trying to explain himself on many issues to conservatives, and supposedly it's not going so well. You had the sneaking through of that Medicaid provision that a lot of people didn't like, and he's part of leadership, and there's a lot of dissatisfaction with leadership by a lot of congressmen, and I know you would be on that side too if you were in there.
On what side?
on the side of dissatisfaction.
Well, that's probably true. I'm very disappointed that the leadership of the House has given up the power of the purse on so many different levels, not just the budget level or the appropriations level, but the way you stop a rogue president is using the power of the purse. You start and even people say, oh, well, you can't get it through the Senate. That's not the point. The point is that the House can express itself and put pressure on the Senate, and especially those Democrat senators that are up for re-election. And that would be a perfect opportunity to not only just get involved in this election, but to make a point in this grand debate that we're having out there through the election, that this president is out of control. The federal government is extremely out of control, and the American people want him to be pulled back.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I used to think it was the leadership not wanting to rock the boat, for aesthetic purposes, etc. They felt they had a winning message here with health care, but I'm not convinced that it's just that Boehner and the leadership, they're not far enough to the right. They don't believe what you just said. They have no interest in that. Even if they could be assured of sweeping the election, they don't care about doing that kind of thing. There's no select committee on Benghazi. There's no select committee on anything. He just has just ignored the call of conservatives, and not only that, went out of his way to trash conservatives, said that they made him close down the government, which I think is the stupidest thing I ever heard a speaker say. When he didn't close down the government, Obama closed down the government.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, if the Republicans think that they can run on Obamacare and Obamacare alone, they need to rethink their strategy. We're going to do well, even if that's the case. But we can maximize this election. We need the largest number of conservatives in the Senate and the largest number of the conservatives in the House in order to stop Obama. And so we have to maximize this election. And the only way we're going to maximize this election is, yes, beat them up over Obamacare. But more important than that is to stand up for the Constitution. Stand up for what the values that are laid out in the Declaration of Independence. Let's have a revolution for the Constitution in this election, and carry it over into 2016. Have the nation really understand that this tyrannical federal government has to be stopped, and we have to put in place a government that protects our rights and not run our lives.
Absolutely. We have less than a minute left, but I want to ask you, you and I have discussed the gubernatorial election there in Texas, and you at one point said you wouldn't it wasn't a sure thing that Wendy Davis wouldn't win. She's trailing badly in the polls. Do you think that that's pretty safe now for Attorney General Abbott?
Well, I come from the school of politics as you never take anything for granted, although Wendy Davis keeps digging her hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And the best thing that Greg Abbott has going for him is Wendy Davis.
That's a good way to put it. Hey, Congressman, I'm up against a hard break as always, but I thank you so much, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. Take care.
Take care. Former Congressman Tom DeLay. When we come back, the great Andy McCarthy, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Steve Malzberg Show.
We don't just talk about the news, we talk to those making news. This is the Steve Malzberg Show.